is Shoaib. He is 13 years old. He likes playing cricket and watching TV, but he is not able to do this as he sells coconuts for a living. He does child labor, which affects his life. He wants to go to school but cannot. He lives in a small enclosure next to his coconut stand, but after selling coconuts the whole day, he only makes 2 to 3,000 rupees per month, just enough to support himself.
नाम क्या है?
शोएब।
और आप कितने साल के हो?
13।
और आप स्कूल जाते हो?
जी अब नहीं जाते।
आप कुछ खेलते हो? क्रिकेट, फुटबॉल क्या खेलते हो?
जी।
अच्छा, और टीवी देखते हैं आप?
जी देखते हैं।
अच्छा, और कितना कमा लेते हैं आप महीने में?
ऐसे 2-3 हज़ार रुपये।
काम चल जाते है उससे आपका?
जी।
और यहीं पे रहते हैं? कहाँ पर रहते हैं?
यहीं पर रहते हैं।
अच्छा, और आपको कैसा लगेगा आपको ये काम ना करना पड़े और आप स्कूल फिर से जाएं?
सही लगेगा।
He is not the only one. There are thousands of children laboring across the country. Child labor is perhaps the worst social evil present in a society. Child labor is the practice of having children to work, sometimes even in hazardous conditions, to earn money. Poverty, lack of good schools, and growth of informal economy are considered as the important causes of child labor in India. There are devastating effects of child labor. Children who work fail to get necessary education. They do not get the opportunity to develop physically, intellectually, emotionally, and psychologically. Children are not ready for long hours of work because they become exhausted more quickly than adults. This reduces their physical conditions and makes them more vulnerable to diseases. Children in hazardous working conditions are even in worse condition. Children who work instead of going to school will remain illiterate, which limits their ability to contribute to their own well-being as well to the community they live in. Child labor has a long-term adverse effect for India. How many are there? In 2001, there were more than 12.6 million children aged 5 to 14 out of a total population of 253 million of the same age group doing child labor. This number has decreased to 4.98 million by 2010, but still is huge. Even though our constitution declares child labor illegal and bans it, there are still so many children laboring. This is why many NGOs like Bachpan Bachao Andolan, Care India, Talas Association, Child Rights and Youth, etc. have been working to eradicate child labor in India. Kailash Satyarthi, a child labor activist and Nobel Peace Prize winner, also worked against child labor and has freed thousands of children from their plight. Let's see what he has to say.
No, and I have been telling right from the beginning that India is the country of hundreds of problems, but it's a country of millions of solutions. If we have the problem, we have the courage and capacity to find the solutions. And when I started in India, it was in on issue. But I kept on fighting in my country and globally. And today, the Nobel Committee, whom I'm thankful to, has recognized the plight of children and the issue of child labor and child slavery in the world. I have been very strongly advocating that poverty must not be used as an excuse to continue child labor and exploitation of children. Child labor perpetuates poverty. Child labor creates poverty. If the children are deprived from education, then they are bound to remain poor for the whole of their life. So it's a triangular relationship between child labor, poverty and illiteracy. And I have been trying to raise and fight all these things together.
But is this enough? No. We also have to do our bit. So the next time you see a child laboring, stop and try to help him or her in any way you can. This small step taken by you can make a big difference in that child's life. Let's together make child labor extinct.